Who makes the profits? The World War, rather our brief participation in it, has cost the United States a lot. Figure it out. That means every American man, woman, and child, and we haven't paid the debt yet. We are paying it, our children will pay it, and our children's children probably still will be paying the cost of that war. The normal profits of a business concern in the United States are 6, 8, 10, and sometimes 12%. But wartime profits? That is another matter. 20, 60, 100, 300, and even 1800%. The sky is the limit. All that traffic will bear, Uncle Sam has the money. Let's get it. Of course, it isn't put that crudely in wartime. It is dressed into speeches about patriotism, love of country, and we must all put our shoulders to the wheel. But the profits jump and leap and skyrocket and are safely pocketed. Let's just take a few examples. Take our friends, the DuPonts, the powder people. Didn't one of them testify before a Senate committee recently that their powder won the war? Or saved the world for democracy or something? How did they do in the war? They were a patriotic corporation. While the average earnings of the DuPonts for the period of 1910 to 1914 were $6 million a year. It wasn't much, but the DuPonts managed to get along on it. Now let's look at their average yearly profit during the war years from 1914 to 1918. $58 million a year profit we find. Nearly 10 times that of normal profits. And the profits of normal times were pretty good. An increase in profits of more than 950%. Does war pay? It paid them. Just review Senate document number 259 from the 65th Congress reporting on corporate earnings and government revenues. They more than doubled and tripled their earnings. And let us not forget the bankers who financed the Great War. If anyone had the cream of the profits, it was the bankers. Being partnerships rather than incorporated organizations, they do not have to report to stockholders, and their profits were as secret as they were immense. How the bankers made their millions and billions, I do not know, because those little secrets never become public, even before a Senate investigating body. It had been estimated by statisticians and economists and researchers that the war cost your Uncle Sam $52 billion. And of this sum, $39 billion was expended in the actual war itself. This expenditure yielded $16 billion in profits. This is how the 21,000 billionaires and millionaires got that way. It is a quite tidy sum, and it went to a very few. The Senate committee probe of the munitions industry and its wartime profits, despite its sensational disclosures, hardly has scratched the surface. Even so, it has had some effect. The State Department has been studying for some time methods of keeping out of war. The War Department suddenly decides it has a wonderful plan to spring. The administration names a committee with the War and Navy departments ably represented under the chairmanship of a Wall Street speculator to limit profits in wartime. To what extent isn't suggested. Possibly the profits of 300 and 600 and 1600% of those who turned blood into gold in the World War would be limited to some smaller figure. Apparently, however, the plan does not call for any limitation of losses. That is, the losses of those who fight the war. As I have been able to ascertain, there is nothing in the scheme to limit a soldier to the loss of but one eye or one arm, or to limit his wounds to one or two or three, or to limit the loss of life. There is nothing in this scheme apparently that says not more than 12% of a regiment shall be wounded in battle, or that not more than 7% in a division shall be killed. Of course, the committee cannot be bothered with such trifling matters.